Hey, my name is Mac. I've been wanting to start this for a few years now. I am transgender, FTM, as you can probably tell. Oh, the camera's flipped. Really need to trim this. Couple things about my life, mainly focused on my transition. Background I came from. Okay, got it. I came from a pretty conservative background. My family is very religious, and they're Christian, and my parents were divorced when I was very, very young. Um, so I was used to a divorced household. I was raised mostly by my mother and my grandmother, so my mom's mom. So if I ever refer to my family, that's who I'm actually talking about. They are super important to me, and coming out to them was actually really scary because I grew up Christian. And there's nothing wrong with being a Christian, but the Christianity that I learned was to fear the God that I grew up loving so much. And I feared him because I was taught between my churches, my dad's church and my mom's church, divorced parents to go to different churches, um, that God hates LGBT people and that you're forever condemned in hell just because of who you are. And it took me years after I came out. I don't know why my computer's going to sleep. It took me years after I came out to realize, yeah, I grew up religious and I grew up Christian and I grew up loving God until I learned to fear God because of who I am. And it was also the main reason why it took me so long to come out to my family. Actually, didn't come out to my family until right before my senior year in high school. Came out to my family in 2009, and I am been on testosterone for about 5.5 years now. I wrote some notes down, but let's see if I can get all this. Uh, would stem a lot of it to my family being religious and their outward negativity towards LGBT people, actually just to gay people, because my family didn't even know any of the other spectrum existed, or at least they denied to let me know that it existed. So I had to find out I was trans actually through YouTube, out of all places. I found out I wasn't alone, and that was huge. Before I came out, I was suicidal for 2.5 years, and um, made it through that, as you can tell. I actually had top surgery on February 4th, 2011. It's a very important day for me. Uh, my mom actually paid for it, and we're not rich, by no means. It's just a fortunate event that happened, and we got what's called the 100% discount when you have to pay cash. Because of course insurance didn't accept it. Now they would, but not in 2011. Now I was actually fortunate enough to be this doctor's first trans person patient, actually. Um, and you may or may not hear my dog in the background. Great thing about that, I will definitely promote her here, and as always, on any resource that I can. Her name is Dr. Juliana Hansen, and she works at Oregon Health and Science University. And if you just mentioned that I'm Mac, I probably didn't even introduce myself. My name is Mac, M-A-K, and my channel is called Trans Mac. Very creative. It's also on the back of my Nikes that I got custom made. I know, I'm unique. She did a beautiful job. I could show that in a later video. Just starting off with this one right now. Um, and she is an amazing person. She is the doctor that I definitely strive to be. Uh, a little bit about myself now. It's now 2015. Uh, I was actually very fortunate growing up in Oregon, actually, which isn't super conservative place overall, but I went to a school that has ranks for known to being conservative. They're really not. Um, they were very, very supportive. We actually had one of the biggest gay straight alliances in the 2010 year in Oregon. I think we had like 150 people in our gay straight alliance. Yeah, I went to a big high school, or big for me. It's around 6,000 people. And I actually didn't have one single person harass me once I came out. I didn't get a single fucking fat comment after I came out. I've been fat my whole life, you know? But it's okay for a guy to be fat. Just kind of interesting on that. Nobody made fun of me for being trans. Nobody made fun of me for being fat. Nothing. I also like to mention that I have facial hair, body hair, and I'm drastically losing my head hair. Oh, you can even see it. Um, that's why my hair swept to the side, and it looks super crazy because it used to be a faux hawk, but it just can't do that anymore. The great things about me now is, let's see how this camera works. Actually married. Never ever thought that I would live to see the day that I would get married. I never thought it happened for me. I actually thought I would actually honestly commit suicide before I was even close to that achievement. I actually got married to my college crush. I could have very, very, very many more stories about that, but I'm running out of time. I think that's about it for this first video. It's long overdue. I wanted to start these videos right before I start testosterone to really document my transition. I mean, I have pictures, you know, selfies before selfies were cool. But I think the main thing that, to recap real quick, is that I have faced adversity and struggles in my life, which I've not mentioned deeply here, and those can be talked about later times, in specific videos. I can address each one of those. It may look like I'm crying, but there's actually something in my eyes. Just, it's been shitty weather here recently. Actually, I'm sorry, I don't even know if I'm allowed to cuss. So, I've come through a lot, like I was saying. And I'd like to cut this a little bit briefer, so I will end it with saying what I wrote here, if I can read my own handwriting. Oh, okay. I fought really hard to become who I am this day, and I look pretty good for something that I would never have pictured. I mean, of course, I picture myself thinner, as would probably anybody. We all have that stigma against us. But what line is it on? I forgot what it says. I have fought to become who I am, and I'm damn proud of myself. And I am. Because if I didn't fight for myself, I wouldn't be here to this day. Sorry, this is very depressing. First video, things can be very, very much more interesting, more in detail. But that's just the wraps of it. So, been on testosterone for 5.5 years. Had top surgery February 4th, 2011. Probably not looking, I want bottom surgery, but the programs in Oregon are very specific, and I don't know if my insurance will be covered out of state. So, let's go where we're at on that. Later videos, you can also meet my wife and my dog. He's trying to be quiet, like he doesn't exist right now. But that's probably it for now. Really interesting making my first YouTube video. I'm a really shy person, but I'm also really funny. So that's about the beginning of me, beginning of my true life. I probably really started life. I'm actually wearing a really awesome shirt I got on our honeymoon. We went to Disneyland, and I'm totally a Disney nerd. So you could hit me up on that. It's got stains on it. I was very sad the first time I wore it, got stain on it. But that's about it for now. Have a great day, everyone, and you are strong enough, brave enough, and important enough in this world. Everybody matters.